I do apologize about the technical difficulties, but we're going to talk about the person that you guys see on my screen. It just seemed unbelievable when I read this story. I'm just like, she did what? And I'm asking you guys, for those who are dating with young children, and my humble opinion, because I've been there and done that, don't bring the person that you're dating around your children. Now, if you are married and you live under the roof with the person you're married with, that now makes them a legal parent, so that's totally fine. But I just don't think it's a very safe thing to trust people that you are dating, not married to, around your precious children. I just think that there is a big lack of empathy. I said empathy of people caring about children. Let me give you guys a fair warning about my type of content. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. And I'm getting this story from nypost.com, so thank you for the article. So let's talk about this. Pennsylvania. A Pennsylvania woman is accused of fatally poisoning, and this is going to be very difficult to hear, fatally poisoning her boyfriend's 18-month-old daughter. Can we get a hashtag dad's girlfriend? You know how we used to have a hashtag mom's girlfriend? Well, in this case, dad had this child in his custody. I don't know if he had joint custody, full custody, or what it was, but at the time, he was in charge of this child. And I guess at some point, I guess he thought it was safe to let his girlfriend babysit this child. Y'all are not going to believe this. This is going to break your heart. So be prepared. This woman fed this man's baby, 18 months old, that beautiful, precious angel that you guys just saw across the screen right there. Beautiful little girl. Beautiful little angel. She fed this child batteries. This effing idiot that you see on my screen fed a baby batteries. Who the F does that? Can you be any more dumb? Any more callous? That sounds like a first-degree murder charge to me. But it don't end there. Y'all ready for this? It's more. It's more to it. It's more to it. The idiot that you guys see on my screen also fed this child screws. Metal screws. AFC podcast. You guys have been listening to me for about 5 years now. I don't think I've ever done a story where a person has intentionally fed a child batteries and metal screws. And guess what? That's not even all. You want to know what else she fed this baby? Nail polish remover. Acetone. Nail polish remover, otherwise known as acetone. We have a large audience of women here. I know we got my fellas in there. Shout out to my fellas, are also big time supporters. But ladies know. Ladies know. Like, thank you, Kim. Who thinks of that? Why? How could you even think to do something like that? Batteries, metal screws. Look at this baby's face. Why the hell would you want to do that to her? What could this baby have done to deserve that? The answer is nothing. The answer is she looked like her mother, and her mother was beautiful. This baby was beautiful. And the mother, the girlfriend, of this man is not beautiful, and she was jealous of that little angel, that baby was going to grow up and become something great, and dad's girlfriend wasn't nothing except a sex toy to her dad. That's it. Man, when I read this made me so mad. This made me so mad. If the mom or dad wanted to take action out on this woman theyself, I totally would have understood. But guess what? Somebody probably would have been screaming racism and hate crime because it looked like she's mixed with a little bit of black. I guess if you got one drop of black, it makes you 100% black, I guess. That fool, that bitch, excuse my language. This idiot on my screen, her name is Alicia Owens, 20 years old, was arrested Thursday for suspected homicide of the little girl by the name of Iris Rita Alfara. After an autopsy determined the child died due to fatal levels of acetone in her blood. Pennsylvania Attorney General Michelle Henry announced that, not my words. Owens had been living with Iris's father, Bailey Jacoby, when he left the house to go to the store on June the 25th. She had been living with the father. Jacoby, who had visitation rights with Iris, so there you go. So it sounds like the mother had primary custody. He had visitation rights with his daughter, then received a call from Owens that something was wrong with his daughter. He rushed to the Newcastle home to find his baby girl unresponsive and quickly called 911. But it makes me wonder, if this was an accident, why didn't she call 911? Like Beauty said, she's effing evil. Because I'm trying not to get flagged, so I can't actually use some of these words. The baby was rushed to UPMC Jameson Hospital in Newcastle, PA for treatment, but she was later airlifted roughly 1 hour away to UPMC Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh. This baby died 4 days later due to organ failure, so her body fought and fought and fought as hard as she possibly could. That was a strong baby, and I almost want to break down and cry because that baby's body fought and fought and fought, and I wish she would have survived. Oh, I wish she would have survived. Baby Iris. Iris lived with her mother by the name of Emily and her grandparents while her father, Jacoby, had visitation rights. Owens had told police that the girl had hit her head after she cramped up, allegedly, and fell off the bed. Now, how many times have these alleged step-parents, boyfriends, girlfriends always talk about the kids fell off the bed, fell off a chair, fell down some stairs, fell in the bathtub? Like, at least if they're going to lie, don't you think they would change the narrative up? Like, I'm sure they have to watch the news. They have to see this stuff happening. Like, everybody gives the same damn stupid ass story. They fell off the bed, and that's how she got acetone, batteries, and metal screws in her stomach. Like, what? However, the autopsy showed that Iris had ingested numerous water beads, B-E-A-D-S, water beads, along with button-shaped batteries and a metal screw months before she died. Months before she died. A search of Owen's phone, of her cell phone, revealed that she had been looking up information on household products that could cause serious harm or death, including water beads, batteries, and nail polish from February to June. So she had been looking for a while, and this is why I believe that she needs a life sentence in prison. Or if they have the death penalty, maybe give her that. Every bit of this indicates that she wanted this baby dead. Police also found that she had searched beauty products that are poisonous to kids and medications leading to cause accidental poisoning deaths to children. Yep. Acetone is found in nail polish remover. Newcastle Police Chief Robert Salem said the wicked findings on Owen's phone were a crucial piece of evidence against her. The details of this case are heartbreaking. It's hard to fathom someone taking deliberate steps to harm a completely helpless child. Then mislead investigators as to what happened. The investigation shows that for months, the defendant conducted meticulous research on how certain substances harm children. She then allegedly acted on her findings. Jacoby had been living with Owens for about a year before she allegedly killed his daughter. What prompted that is just beyond me. Police did not arrest Jacoby in connection with his daughter's death because at this time there is no evidence at all linking him or anybody else to the baby's death. Now, you guys know I'm a very, very fair person. In this situation, I honestly don't think the father should be charged. What would you charge him with? Because he obviously didn't have any idea. Like, how would you know? You wouldn't know if this woman, while you're going and shoving stuff down this baby's throat, causing this baby to eat stuff that she shouldn't be eating. Like, how would he know that? You wouldn't know that. There was nothing throughout the investigation that showed that he had any knowledge or involvement about what happened to the baby. He was questioned multiple times and he was cooperative. Owens faces a homicide charge and was also slapped with attempted homicide, aggravated assault of a child, endangering the welfare of a child, and other offenses regarding conduct leading to the baby's death and other acts of abuse months prior. So if that's the case, why can't they get a first-degree murder charge against her? That is just beyond me. Let me see, is there anything else? Owens was taken to Lawrence County Jail and is being held with no bond. Let me go ahead and give you guys the fair usage. I only got a couple of news videos. Here we go. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. If you guys would, you can share this story, do me a favor and hit that thumbs up. And thank you guys for being patient while we work through some of these technical issues. So I think we might have figured some of this out. So here we go.
We begin this noon with breaking news out of Newcastle. A suspect is now in custody for the death of a toddler last summer. Our Shelley Bortz joins us live with the breaking details this afternoon. Shelley.
Yeah, Alicia Owens is facing a slew of charges in the death of her boyfriend's one-year-old baby girl, Iris Alfera. The criminal complaint outlined some very disturbing web searches that helped investigators zero in on her. Now, back in June, one-year-old Iris Alfera was rushed to a local hospital and eventually airlifted to Children's, where she later died. After being found unresponsive in her father's home, he shares with his girlfriend, Alicia Owens. The medical examiner determined the baby died as a result of acetone poisoning, which caused organ failure. Now, leading up to the baby's death, investigators say she ingested numerous water beads, button-shaped batteries, and a metal screw. Now, according to court papers obtained by KDKA-TV, the search of Owens' phone allegedly contained multiple web searches for poison, acetone, water beads, button batteries, and medication poisoning. And police say there had been prior instances of abuse as well. Now, Owens is facing homicide and abuse charges. Now, we're headed in here to talk with the chief momentarily. We're going to have much more on this coming up later on KDKA TV News starting at 4 o'clock. Reporting live in Newcastle, Shelley Bortz, KDKA TV News.
We have new details tonight in a heartbreaking story out of Newcastle. Police have charged a woman in the death of 18-month-old Iris Alfera last summer. 20-year-old Alicia Owens is facing a number of charges, including criminal homicide. Investigators with the Pennsylvania Attorney General's office said she planned ways to kill the child. They said she researched it online and looked for things like household products that could cause serious harm to a child. Owens was dating the little girl's father. And this is a photo of little Iris. Her family described her as a pure, beautiful gift from God. She had a great smile and her eyes just sparkled. Iris was initially found unresponsive in her home and died 4 days later at UPMC Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh. The suspect has been denied bail in the child's death.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lindsay Watson. Thanks for watching the WKBN 27 First News YouTube channel. If you want more.
7 months after an 18-month-old was murdered in Newcastle, police say they have made an arrest.
Police said the child was poisoned by her father's girlfriend. Shelley Bortz is in Newcastle with how police say they linked the suspect to the baby's death. Shelley.
Yeah, the mystery of just who poisoned baby Iris Alfera started to unravel when police discovered disturbing web searches on her boyfriend's girlfriend's phone that helped investigators zero in on the suspect.
I hope baby rests in peace.
Signs that read "Justice for Baby Iris" have lined this street where she lived with her dad and his girlfriend Alicia Owens since her death 7 months ago. Today, with the arrest of Owens, neighbors believe justice has arrived.
If she did do it, she needs to go to prison. It doesn't make any sense what she did. You know, she had to be sick to be doing it.
Back in June, Iris Alfera was airlifted to Children's Hospital after being found unresponsive in her home. The medical examiner determined the baby died as a result of acetone poisoning, which caused organ failure. Her death was ruled a homicide.
It saddened the community. It angered us. A lot of people in the community were angry. They wanted immediate justice.
While police worked to find out who poisoned baby Iris, her family did everything they could to raise awareness to her case by holding vigils, even erecting this billboard in Newcastle. Then the investigation was blown wide open when police searched Owen's phone, which they say contained multiple incriminating web searches, including researching the effects of drinking acetone on a child.
Her phone searches were a crucial piece of the evidence against her, and they kind of matched up with the physical and the medical stuff that we found with the child.
Several months prior to baby Iris's death, Salem says there were other instances of abuse which were corroborated by Owen's web searches. In the spring of last year, the baby ingested numerous water beads, button-shaped batteries, and a metal screw, which police now believe was Owen's first attempt at killing her.
I'm glad we could bring some closure to the case.
Now, Chief Salem tells us her father was taken into custody and questioned, but ultimately released because he didn't have any knowledge of the abuse.
So in closing, again, I'll say in this situation, in every situation is different. Based on what I've read, based on what I believe in this story, I think that the father didn't have any idea what was going on here. It's just really sad. But I say this to fathers, to mothers, anybody out there who is dating and have young children. Don't have your children around the person that you're dating. Don't let them babysit. Don't let them watch them. Like you can't be just having sex with somebody and just think that you know them and you feel comfortable with them. Just don't do it. Do the opposite of Nike and just don't do it. Your children's lives depend on it. And I just think that if they want to have that level of trust, then have them marry you. Have them do it inside of a marriage. That's a legal commitment. If you're not going to do it inside of a marriage, then don't have your kids around that other person, okay? It's just my personal opinion, but I think we can save more children. To baby Iris, let me get this woman's face off my screen because she's making me mad. Let me get the little girl back up. I'm going to show y'all which one was my favorite picture of her. That one's one of my favorites. Oh, that one's definitely one of my favorites right there. Beautiful little smile. Just all the promise in the world. I like that one. Probably this one. Young Iris, young princess, R.I.P. But thank you guys so much. Y'all keep the mother in your prayers. Keep the father in your prayers. And just know that don't bring your children around the person that you're dating. Just don't do it. It's not worth it.